Thanks, Joe. Meantime, we've been talking all morning about the big sell-off in tech. You're looking at the markets getting a little bit better this morning, but other sectors have also been getting crushed. Just look at the financials and energy yesterday. Joining us right now is Jim Paulsen, Chief Investment Strategist for the Leuthold Group. Jim, I read your report recently that really looked at where we are now, but also looked at history and where we may be going. I know you have a very optimistic take, but I want to throw at you a little bit of the conversation that we had earlier with Stan. He says we're in a mania right now.
I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that, you know, there's been this idea, there's been this big disconnect between Wall Street and Main Street. I think there's a pretty good evidence of a connection here. You know, we've had on Main Street, we went from a minus 32% real GDP growth to, I think in this quarter, probably plus 30%. We've never done that before. We went from losing 22 million jobs in 2 months and then regaining almost 11 million of those jobs in the next 4 months. We've never done that before. We've had huge bounces in retail sales, going back to record highs, and housing on fire. In other words, there's been an incredible bounce on Main Street, and that's exactly what the stock market has done as well.
Jim, but none of that has been, quote unquote, organic. It has all been the effect of the Federal Reserve, which has also never done what it's done. The U.S. government has never done what it's done. And I think the argument that Stan Druckenmiller is making is that there will be a hangover effect to all of this spending.
Well, I think, first, I would say this bounce we're having, I would say that the collapse was not organic. The collapse was artificial because all we did was turn the off switch on the economy, and then a couple months later we decided to turn it back on. And that's very artificial. It wasn't because balance sheets were bad, or it was more just a recession by proclamation, and then a recovery by proclamation. A big part of that jump, I don't think, was organic either. I agree that the policy stimulus is going to have big impact, and I think it hasn't even started. I think next year it takes about a year lag to really have impact. And I think, Andrew, my view is it's going to create a boom. That's my best guess. I think we're going to have a big year in 2021 on growth, and we're seeing some of the evidence of that. It amazes me that we're talking about the need for more stimulus in a quarter where we're growing at 30% in real terms, and we've created 2.6 million jobs on average in each of the last 4 months.
So you would not advocate for any more, Jim, just so I understand, you wouldn't advocate for any more stimulus? You think if there's no more stimulus, that's fine?
I think we're going to do okay. I think we've added more stimulus already than we added anywhere close to what we added in the 80-82 double dip recession, in the dot-com collapse, in the financial crisis of 09. We've added 2.5 to 3 times more stimulus already. I think it's going to work, Andrew. It just takes about a year. And next year we're going to see, I think, some pretty colossal growth numbers in the economy.